Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Ken.
Good to see you, Jerry.
Good to see you.
All right, let me bring my image up here. Let's see here so I can see myself. 1 second here. No, I won't be able to see myself. I see Jerry. Okay, why am I not? Brendan, why am I not seeing my face on here? I see my wife's face.
I can see you.
I see pretty faces I want to see. Just want to be able to see me there too. Oh, interesting. Let's see here. Host, co-host.
Ken, I think in the settings, if you go into show yourself,
Mhm.
you'll be able to see your preview.
Yeah, let's see. Thanks. Sorry about this, guys. In 1 second here, we're going to edit this out because it's being recorded. But, huh. I see myself on here twice. No, you're good, honey. All right, that was yes, you. All right, let me unpin that. That's your,
Because I'm co-host.
that's right. But you got my name twice. All righty.
Right. Yeah.
All righty, guys. Well, I'll run the meeting.
Ken, if you go to the bottom where it
There,
says
there I am.
more,
There,
you got
I
it?
got it. Yeah, I got to pin myself. So awesome. Well, once again, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday morning, 11:30 here on the 18th of January already. It's amazing how exciting Rise Up has been and where we're going as an organization, as a team. But we're glad to have you on this morning. And hey, if you're brand new, and we want to say welcome. And my name is Ken Burke, me and my wife. We are Upline SPDs in this, and we're here to help you get onboarded properly, get engaged properly. There's a lot that you can potentially be overwhelmed by, but it's a very simple, very wonderful opportunity to keep it simple. And that's what we're here to do for you today. And but what I'm going to do now, and this is being recorded, and this will end here by 12:30, no later. And but I've got a couple really great nuggets that we are going to coach from today that will be a great blessing for you in this opportunity. And so let me go ahead and screen share my screen here and we'll get going. All righty, so let me just run down through here. There we go. So I want a couple things real quick here. I'm going to show actually two pics. This one here, this is kind of my left leg where everybody here on this call is all part of our left team. And that's where our effort is right now. Our effort is and has been to continue to help you and everybody on the team on our leg here, reach your dreams, reach your potential, and make this easier for you, simpler for you, more believable for you, so we can go change a lot more lives. But what this does on a business basis is because my other leg here, so I want to show you, let me get to this, is just blowing up out of control. And so that's what we want to do for you and everybody on the left leg. And so if you look here on our line of sponsorship, to the left, you've got Matt and Kim Curtis, and then they sponsored our dear friends Joyce Johnson and Wayne, who sponsored me and Diana. And then from that, then we built a left and a right leg. And one of my fifth, I think, person I enrolled was Greg and Mena Warmbier here on the right, and who are now SPDs and amazing leaders, and many of you know who they are, and they're building just a great European, South African, and American team. It's just spectacular how they're doing, but they were the fifth person that we had sponsored. Well, then within 90 days, we had sponsored about 60 people, but by day 103, I had sponsored this gentleman to my right here, Andy Hoser. And he was in a Bible study, that we were going to, and I didn't know. I knew Andy just through the Bible study. Mandy, they were wonderful people, and he's the one who overheard me talking about how I quickly recovered because I had gotten injured at CrossFit, and every other week when we met, he saw how quickly recover, and I told him it was a stem cell reactivation patch, and from that got him on the patch, not knowing that Andy had been part of a company called Advocare, and they had done very well, made millions in that over many, many years. But the Advocare, the government actually wrongfully really shut them down. And when they were just tapping at $1 billion. And the folks on their immediate right, Danny McDaniels, had made $40 million in Advocare. And he and his wife there for 4 years broke bread every night before the Lord and fought the FTC, because the FTC is who shut Advocare down, and won in Washington, D.C. 4 years in, because they weren't going to plead guilty for something they did another do wrong. But nevertheless, there was no recovery from all the damage done by the FTC with that organization, but they set a landmark case. But now they're on our team, right? Danny McDaniels is now the third highest income producing SPD in this company. And then Danny and Diane, they sponsored Carrie and her husband, Rick. So, and I want to share this with you because I have access to a lot of awesome insights and horsepower from them. Because me and Diana, we're kind of newbies in this thing, right? We years and years and years ago, we were involved with a little business called Montevi. And we kind of came in, went up, and went down and went out. And that was 17 years ago. And that was the last time we did anything that looked, smelled, or tastes like something they called an MLM. So, but God in his precious design answered a deep prayer of me and my wife's, and to basically, we wanted to retire. And because my company, which I was going to sell before COVID, we would have retired from, but now after COVID, we couldn't. And I was in a rock and a hard place trying to figure out now what I'm going to do with my life. And as I was still building my company, but now it's changed. And then Joyce Johnson called us one day and we get on the patch, and then boom, God begins to answer prayers. Big time. And in 12 months or 11 months, we hit the highest rank in the business. Thanks to Steve and Gina Merritt, who are not in this picture. They should be really on the left here. And those are the ones we honor the most. They developed a system. This is a team. That's who we're part of. This is a team. And the system we follow, and following that system, we hit SPD in 11 months. And 11 months later, we are 4 times our income running our advertising company. And because of the left and right teams we had growing, and that's what will happen for you as well. And that pretty much, I'd say financially, at 7 figures, retired us. But obviously now we have a big vision. So I want to give you just a little context to, the team that God has placed, underneath me, if you will. And, but not underneath me like I'm any better, just structurally. And there's a reason why I believe God did that. Why did he not put me below everybody else as far as on the right here, or below Greg and Mena there? And because that's what he wanted to do, right? And I believe the reason is because so we could take, there's 2 reasons. So we could take the message of hope to all, that you don't have to be somebody big in this industry to be able to go big in this industry. And that's because we have the right product that no one else has. We have the right system, thanks to this is a team system. And we have just an amazing company to partner with. And so in doing so, we have the ability, with God's blessings, for anybody. You've got a 19-year-old hit the highest rank in the company recently. An 81-year-old out of Puerto Rico hit the highest rank, right? So they're probably making $500,000 more a year. And a 24-year-old making over $1 million a year. We have a platform with what we do that can be a great blessing for you. And so I just want to give you some insight there, that we have this platform, but I also have a wealth of seasoned experience. Danny McDaniels, him and his wife, 28 years in this industry, built a $40 million business in Advocare prior to coming here, and now using what they know combined with this as a team in the system are now the third highest ranking, third highest paid SPD in this entity. Obviously, they make more than me and my wife. And so, and the beautiful thing about the structure of the binary is that people in your left and right team, they can make more than you. This is not a pyramid. Pyramids are illegal. And, but really a pyramid would be any corporate America structure because the CEO makes all the money and then everybody else makes less below. Well, that's not how this works. So this works where you get empowered to win based on this platform and your efforts and pretty much God's design for you. And God answered a deep longing and a deep earning of wanting to retire for me and financially. And I didn't realize this is what he was going to do it, but he did. And but now our goal is to go help people and bring them hope and to help you today. So, and that's what we're going to do today. And what we're going to do today is I'm actually going to pull two excerpts, one from Danny McDaniels and then another one from Kendall Welling. She's another SPD, not part of our organization, but part of this as a team. She's sponsored, I think, almost 700 people now, and she had expertise in the industry before, so it's easy for someone like that to be able to do that. But she's going to share an onboarding tips that I thought was spectacular and valuable for our team that we're going to infuse in our organization this year when it comes to duplicating the onboard system, and because that's going to help you win. And what Danny's going to share is huge on the power of events. And so I'm so excited to be able to get to that here. And I may have jumped ahead of myself a little bit on this presentation, but once again, we're going to have Danny basically speak on next level coaching, and then I'm going to come around also on this one. And then we'll have Kendall talk about onboarding. So, but before I do that, I just want to, as you're on this call right now, my question to you is why? What is it? Why is it? Why did you enroll on a core or a advanced or a premium pack? Why this business? Why? What is it you saw? Why is it that you feel this could be maybe the hope you've been looking for, like it was for me? And so that is something that you're going to want to come back to when there are times it gets hard. You're going to want to come back to your why. And let me share with you once again my why of when I saw this right here. And I said, oh my gosh, okay, so here are these income levels. Manager, potentially $1,500 a week. Director, $2,500. $3,500. Senior director, $7,500. Executive director, $12,500 a week. Presidential director, $25,000 a week. I was like, oh my gosh, that was awesome. And I said, Lord, and just if there was ever a chance we could get to $25,000 a week, what's the chance, Lord? Yeah, and my question in that, so this was our why. Our why was because we wanted to retire, and I knew I didn't have a savings because we had poured all our money for 10 years back into our company. We wanted to sell it. And then from there, I could have a big lump sum amount of money, which would have been the normal amount of money I would have saved in my life. I would have then all of a sudden got when I sold my business. But guess what? Now I didn't have a business I could sell because I had to reinvent it, and I was still working it, but it wasn't worth what it was. And therefore, I didn't have the savings. Now I was in my mid-late 50s that I should have had by now to retire. And so I said, man, we got to get to that bigger number there, Lord. How, can we do this? Is this really doable? And when you and I first come into this, that's what we're all asking ourselves. We want to believe it is, then we come through adversity, and you just got to stay in there with being plugged into our team, plugged into the system, and begin to incrementally hit the levels so the belief inside of you will get bigger, if that makes sense. Well, and we knew that to do that we had to then follow through in the system here. And the system was go and manage it, right? And if you never know anything more about the comp plan or rank advancements or making all the money the comp plan has to offer you, you go manager, become a manager making machine, then this is going to basically take you through all the levels, get you all the money, and get you paid on all the trips and then some. And so what is that? Well, you're going to get, you're going to start a left and right team by getting, 2 friends on your left and 2 friends on your right. And that starts this thing off. And as long as you're on a 6-pack or a 20-pack, I call it, on a 2-sleeve monthly maintenance program, and your friends are on a 3-pack with a 1-sleeve monthly maintenance, then boom, you hit manager. And then the next step from there, obviously, is to replicate that. Help your friends go manager, one on the left and one on your right. And so, and then bam, you're a director. And then you want to do it again. You want to hit your, on the bottom there, you want to help your friends, once again, help them go manager. You're not, it's them and their contacts, and you're helping them go manager, right? And so, and once your 2 friends that you help go manager, then you help them get 2 friends for them go manager left and right. Then now you're a senior director. So this structure is the structure that establishes now the gateway for you then to hit the next levels, because after this structure is in place, then it's a matter of volume. And so then boom, you begin to then have the opportunity to get to executive, presidential, and senior director. Now, the reality is people will drop out, people will quit. And so you're going to continually be enrolling new family and friends and helping them go manager. That's really the core of the business. And that will keep that structure, that senior director structure, solid, so that the volume that happens thereafter is available for you to make all the money all the way up to $25,000 a week and more. Now, here's the good news. My wife and I, we've gone right past $25,000 a week. And you're like, well, it says 25. Because this thing called executive check match, which you'll learn more about, is where we make the bulk of our money. We still haven't really hit the $25,000 a week in this area yet, and we're looking forward to. This is the second way we get paid. But it's not uncommon for us to hit almost $20,000 a week on the third way we get paid, which is unlimited. And we can talk more about that at another time. I just want you to know that this isn't all of it. So, and if a 19-year-old kid can do it, and a 24-year-old kid and an 81-year-old grandmother, none of them are salespeople. I'm a salesman, but I can't make your stem cells reactivate. That's the salesman. And plugged into a system, where could God take you? There's no promises. It goes back to, hey, what's your why? And my why made me cry, because it was scary to think about having to work 10, 20 more years to try to ramp myself up to retire, or more. And so, what's your why? So, but in order to get through these levels here, the director, senior director, executive director, and presidential and senior director, you need acceleration, right? And you can kind of incrementally do this and take your time, because before Steve and Gina married, it took 4 years for the typical SPD to hit SPD. 4 years. Steve and Gina married did in 23 days. All right. We've had other people who obviously have done it in less. And those of us who didn't have a big organization to call upon to start, we've still done it. Right. We have, we did in 11 almost months. There's an SPD that's actually down our leg that Rick and Brittany Francis, he's an auto dealer, and she wanted to get her husband out. They hit SPD, never been in this business before, ever. This type of industry whatsoever. Hit in 8 months. They beat me. So it's just saying that you don't have to be an expert in this industry to crush it as if you are. But today you're going to hear from 2 experts. And because we want to help you accelerate through these levels. And so how? Well, here's one major, like you can't do it otherwise way. And it's events. And right now, this company only has 2 events a year. It really needs 3, possibly 4. But right now we have 2. And it's not the company that has these events. It's the genius of Steve and Gina Merritt that have led the way and birthed ahead of everybody and spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to get these events out of their own pocket. Don't charge us enough to cover their investment, but they want to make sure we can afford it because they understand the power of it. And thank God, and we pray blessings on Steve and Gina Merritt, who just did the Rise Up convention, right, for an event for us, which now we're all lit. And then we're all lit to make sure we get as many people understanding why need to get as many people to the next level in August, just 200 days away. And
Hey,
so let's
Sorry,
listen
Ken.
to,
The dates, sorry,
on.
Ken, the dates are now 8 to
oh,
10
excuse me.
August.
Thank
Yeah.
you. August 8th through August 10th. My
Yeah.
apologies. Thank you, Mena, for sharing that. Yes, everybody, it's August 8th through August 10th. And I pulled the wrong slide. And thank you, Mena, for bringing that to my attention. So, and let's go ahead and now, I'm going to pull out of here real quick and pull to, because I couldn't get the link. So I'll screen share again in 1 second here, everybody. So let me get back to screen share. And let's take the next 7-8 minutes here and listen to just the most empowering message. And what you're going to hear from Danny and Diane McDaniels, and they're going to talk about how when they first came into this industry with AdvoCare 28 years ago, they were just 4 days in to this opportunity. They were just 4 days into this opportunity. And they didn't know, they were green. They knew nothing. And they were told, you need to basically sign up for similar to a next level event. And they're like, why do we need to do that? We need to make money. And that's why they got in this opportunity. So he's going to unpack why it's so important, and coming from someone who is green and then what they discovered. And so let me go ahead and get this screen share here back. Okay, so, and just someone let me know they can see this when I play it. You guys see this?
Yes,
Okay,
Ken.
perfect. All right, and then, hey, Diane, let me know if you can hear it when I play it here. All right, so let's go ahead and play this thing. Knock myself out of here.
When we first got in, okay? Remember, we got in 4 days after their convention. Our company's conventions were called Success School. Okay, so now you correlate everything. Remember, we're taking you back to our raw, green as a gourd, have no credibility. We're just excited to make money, and we have to do it the hard way. We just got to talk to everybody that moves and try to recruit people. And we're not getting high profile, highly successful people in this business. Okay, so our sponsors, we've told you about that, but they're the ones telling us, our second level mentor with the toupee, he told us, your success goals in July, and you need to set a goal on how many people you are going to have at success goal, because everything we do is from event to event. And it's about, let me get this airdrop from Diane. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if it goes through. Please go through. Why is it not showing up in the downloads? It's not showing up when I saved it in the downloads.
Still waiting for you to take it. Let me just text it to you.
Okay, yeah, that would be better. If you text it, it'll work. Okay. So going back to, the keynote, they said you need to set a goal, and we didn't know why. We're like, we don't care about success goal in July. It's February. We just need to make money. See, these things go through our minds as brand new people. You're like, why do I need to be worried about Orlando right now? I'm concerned about now. I need to make money now. And our guy that's making 11 grand a month, he said, no, this is what it all means. Everything is about how many people you're going to have in Dallas for success goal in July. So you need to set a goal, because this is how you're going to grow your check. And we just had to trust that. We had to bow to our own pride and trust it and go, okay, we don't know how to explain success goal. We don't know how to talk about success goal. We've never been to a convention with this company, but we'll set the goal. And so we talked about, how many people we probably could get there maybe by July. And we decided our goal would be 20 people. Okay. So here's the thing. Our very first success goal, we had 22 people in July, and we were making $3,500 a month. And so that had been, March, April, May, June, 5 months total, with part of February and part of July.
Hey, let me stop real quick. So just remember, this is Danny and Diane McDaniels. Success Goal is part of their 3 times a year event system for AdvoCare. And this was 28 years ago. So that's probably 2 to 3 times the numbers now. But the principle is what he's going to share here was so powerful. I just want to bring clarification, particularly if you just jumped on. All right, let's keep going here.
So in 5 months, we had our income at $3,500 a month. And then our second success goal, which was in November, and because that company had 3 a year at the time, because there was mainly a Dallas, Oklahoma type company. So that's where everybody drove to for the most part. And so our second success goal, we multiplied our numbers to 75 attendees. It's our distributors, 75 distributors on our team. We're at the next success goal and we were making $7,000 a month. Okay, so we set a goal for our next success goal in February and of 98, and we had 150 people at that school and we were making $25,000 a month. And then our fourth success goal back in the summer again of 98, you know, we had 220 plus people and we're making $45,000 a month. And then once again in November, by our fifth school, we're up to somewhere, I don't know the exact figure on this one, but somewhere around $80,000 a month at that point. So look at the numbers. Okay. Sometimes you want to know, well, how much money can I make in this industry, in this business? Well, it's really how many people can you get to the major events? How many people can you get to the convention? Because just like, you know, Randy was on here at the beginning of the Zoom talking about him and Anthony Baker saying, Anthony just got an advanced new enrollment. I just got a core enrollment. You know, they're just getting back from Las Vegas. They're just getting back from the Rise Up event. So they're on fire. They know what to say. Their passion's coming out of them. The vision's coming out of them, and they're getting new people in the business. Well, what if you had 200 people like that? That's multiplying. That's what happens. So you got to set a goal for Orlando. You've got to set a goal for next level. That's August 8th through 10th. And I hear comments from new people going, all they talk about is, you know, next level, or all they talk about is, yeah, it is what we talk about, because what you don't understand yet, we haven't done a good job making it clear to you without it just sounding like a big sales pitch. We haven't made it clear to you that this is how you build. So if you're brand new, this is your end game. This is your 180-day goal. This is where you put on your calendar. First, you buy your ticket. You know, you get on here and you make the investment, and it's an investment in your business. The thing about this industry is these aren't large investments. Yeah. It's like I booked ours last week and I booked our son's last night. You know, it's like 12 for 3 nights there. The package was $1,220 or something like that for room for 2 and tickets and all that. And then you got plane flights. Well, that's not very expensive in the grand scheme of things for what it takes to build any other business in this country. You know, any business in this country, anything besides direct sales. This is the most minimal investment, large payoff opportunity that anyone could ever have. But you have to see it that way, because that's true. That's not a sales pitch, but you have to see where it does take these kind of investments for your future. You know, I got off the phone with someone. I'm not going to mention any names because we've already talked through it and she's awesome. But I got off the phone with one of our gals yesterday that has a goal to make $40,000 a month by the end of December. Okay. That person was not at Rise Up, and that person wasn't really even that much in the know about Next Level Convention. And I had to walk her through that because, first of all, it's like, why did you miss the Rise Up virtual convention? Well, money's tight. Okay. I've been there. We had $130 in our checking account when we started this business, and money was tight for us, but you're just a sale away. And so you can't use money as an excuse to miss a virtual convention where you can sit in your own home and get your socks trained off by people who have the same kind of story that you have in life and that have gone places and are making 7 figures a year now in 2 years, in 2 years' time, that had the same kind of situations. Same exact situations. And so you need those stories. You need that encouragement. You need that hope. You need that inspiration. And you're not even on there, but you want to make $40,000 a month at the end of a year. See, that
Doesn't match up.
That doesn't match up. You got to train your people based on what their goals are to help them understand that. So same thing with Next Level. And that gal is a champion. She's going to do great. So, you know, if she's watching, just know I'm using your story, but I'm not beating on you. Okay. Next level. So you got to see this thing. You got to enroll. Do Diane and I just want you to enroll so we can throw some numbers out there? Absolutely not. we want you to enroll, because what you're going to do from here on out is your conversations are going to be different. Don and I want to teach you now how to have conversations that help you go from square one today all the way to August the 8th, and how you build this thing, not just with Next Level, but with everything that we do.
All right. Okay, that's one nugget of the two, but I want to right now, I want to engage. Please feel free to unmute yourself. And I'd like to hear from the team on what nuggets or nugget did you just get out of that maybe you didn't see before, but now you're excited and you want to do something about this on getting people. How many people? And by the way, it's 28 weeks and 6 days to August 8th. So we've got runway, and every day and every person we sponsor and everybody we're coaching one-on-one, this is like our priority conversation beyond getting them their pack. So please feel free to unmute yourself. And I'm just going to give just a couple 4 minutes here and to hear from you, the team, what you just heard. Go ahead.
Hey, Ken.
Yeah.
It's Carlos here.
Carlos.
How are you doing?
Spectacular, my friend. How you doing?
Excellent. Thank you.
Awesome.
So, definitely a couple good nuggets. And, I've been an entrepreneur and business owner, and just the fact of what he's talking about, this is one of the things that really made a lot of sense for me, is the low investment and the return on this is just incredible. I mean, I build businesses and it takes a lot of money to build a business, and just to be able to have that option is just incredible. I think the second thing, which I really liked about what he talked about, was the fact that, the system is there. And I guess as humans, we kind of figure out that we want to do things our own way, and we try to gravitate that way. And so just use the system. And that's what I've been trying to do, work with Greg and with Mayna, and just say, hey, look, I know I have experience in all these other things, but let's just follow that system and put that accountability on the people. So very good stuff, very powerful. I appreciate that this morning.
Yeah, Carlos. And so, and just, I got you. I appreciate you greatly. I'm so excited for you. So how many, is it setting a goal for how many people you'd like to get there? How do you see that as valuable for you?
Well, it creates the accountability, right? Because, as an entrepreneur, sometimes you're only accountable to yourself. So you can kind of move that number. So
Yeah.
I think that creating that accountability and just kind of spelling it out,
Yeah.
just kind of telling even your upline, maybe just telling Greg and say, hey, look, this is my accountability, this is what I want to do. Once
Right.
you create that, one of the things that I've always noticed is if I spell things out, I kind of put myself in a situation where it's going to be very hard for me to get out of. So I
Yeah.
love that whole part of, hey, look, by this date, I'm going to do this. And then that really makes you focus and just drive that result.
Do you have a number in your mind right now? Or have you been working on, or you're going to be, and listen, there's no pressure on this right now, because this is something you want to carefully consider and to be doable. And that's when you counsel with Greg and Mena and work with them as well on setting realistic goals. And then they team with you to help hit them. And is there a number, just if you just blue sky, like what would that number be?
Well, I got 3 on each side of my leg right now. So I really want to get to, by that time, at least 12 on each side, right? So which that basically means whatever cascades under those 12 on each side,
Right.
I think it's very doable, and that's what I would like to achieve from then. So Greg, since you're there, just put it 24 total, and you can hold me accountable to it. I just put it out there.
And the
Yeah.
goals, and to clarify, Carlos, that, the goal we're looking at, so you're talking like 24, are you thinking about getting 24 people to the next level event? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I guess that would be the goal too, right? Because,
Yeah.
if I got 24 people underneath 12 and 12, I mean, I'd want to bring them all with me, right? I mean,
That's right.
that would
Right.
make sense. So I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you want to
Clarification.
empower them to think about how many they can bring.
Yep.
100%.
Okay. So, and that's really, and so Carlos, thank you very much, man, for stepping up, and because this is helping everybody on what you just shared. And it's because you're thinking a lot of everybody else is thinking. So thank you. And we're excited for you, and it's going to be awesome. And so on the note of, listening to Carlos, and let me just unpin this here real quick here. you know, and what he just shared is, and I want to make sure that you're clear, everybody's clear that right now, if you looked at what Danny and Diane were talking about, they were talking about how many people they could bring to each like next level event.
Yep.
And they start with 22 and so on. So now we're all looking like how many, my wife and I, Diane and I were looking, okay, how many people were we going to bring? Now let me just back up just a little bit. When we got in this business, This Is It had their first convention, and I think there was 1,800 people there. Well, we didn't invite personally them, my team, they were jamming, and so through us, there were 60 people who came to that event. Now, to put this in numbers, what did that mean, Ken? Well, at that time, we were making a little over $1,000 a week, just 90 days or how many days in that was. But after that event, just months down the road after, we're making $1,000 a day. So we 7 times our earnings from having 60 people at an event like that. So, I just want to, give you our experience on the power of getting somebody to an event, but getting as many somebodies, because like Danny said, you come to like a Rise Up and whoever was there came out fired up. They're already enrolling people, sponsoring people, and their rate of doing that is much greater than before. Well, if you had 10 people, like 10 of those people for you, what's that going to do to accelerate, or 20 or 50, and we've got 28 weeks, to begin to set our goals. And my advice also is you got to pray about it. You've got to write it down. You've got to slap it where you're going to see it every day. Refrigerator, bathroom mirror, where is it that when in your normal course of it, you see it? And that's going to super empower you, and you may have to adjust it. Right. And then you team up with your upline to help get it done. All righty. So I see that DeGlendy has a hand up. Go ahead and please feel free to unmute yourself. I know they have to unmute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah. Almost 3 months, Carlos called me to talk to me about a job. And we were skeptical at the first month, especially my husband. But I took the decision to do the core. And right now we are talking to so many people, and we do the premium package, and we don't have any more patches to share. And we are going to thinking to buy another 20, because it's the only way you can accelerate the business. The people try the patch, and the week later they call you, I want to buy the patches.
And then they wanted to join to the group too. So that's the more important thing.
Yeah.
And we are working on it. And Carlos has been very helpful, and also
Greg
Les
and Mena.
So thank you guys for the opportunity and for the support. And we think that, well, our goal is to get a manager level as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And still working on it.
Yeah, the most sad thing that I want to say is my son have mental health issues, and the patch is helping him every day more and more. He came today with us after many months. He came to work with us today, and he enjoyed it. He said, I don't have pain in my foot, in my ankle, because he was operated, and this is one of the reasons I just bought the patches.
Right.
And right now, yes, we are enjoying the process, because we talk with the people, we love with the people, we share, we listen the stories, and this is very grateful to help the people to get a better health. And when they call us, you know what, I can sleep now, I have more energy, my pressure is stable now. It's lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, that is so awesome. I love just the raw beauty of the power of the patch and caring for people and want to help them.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
it's
yes.
amazing.
It's profound. And so great job. And Greg and Mena are phenomenal. So you're in great hands, you know,
Absolutely.
and, you know, so
We know.
yeah, so it's just awesome, you know, and, you know, to have that kind of blessing, as a support for you. And then once again, with this next level event coming in August, anybody that you're enrolling, you
Yeah,
want to get them to be with you at that event because
Yeah.
it's going to,
Absolutely. We're here in
Yeah.
Orlando.
yeah, yeah. We are here in Orlando.
So we for
Awesome.
sure, you know.
Yeah,
it's
and our people speak Spanish, but it doesn't stop us.
they'll have
Right.
interpreters
Okay.
there. Yeah, they'll
Huh?
have interpreters there.
Absolutely, yeah, we know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So-
So yeah, it's just safe. Just bring all your friends, you know, and
Right. We are inviting already a lot of people to the
Everybody,
convention,
yeah.
you know, to start doing this job. I mean, you know,
yeah,
promoting yeah.
that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And
Thank you.
you guys are awesome. We're just praying nothing but God's blessings as you continue to change lives. So, and plug in with Greg and Mena. And I'm going to let Greg and Mena come in a second here. What I want to do is, just for the sake of time, is 12:12, is I want to take the second nugget that I want all of us to take a look at, hearing from Kendall Weldon on her onboarding formula, which we pretty much all do. And Greg and Mena are really awesome at 3-2-1, getting people on board, and I love that. And so let's go ahead and listen to Kendall now. Let me go ahead and bear with me 1 second here. Screen share again. Make sure I got her prepared. There it is. Sorry, guys. Usually I have the link, but I couldn't get the hyperlink to work, so I have to kind of bounce in and out here. Let's pull it up here. Here we go. Okay. It's going to be 3 minutes and 42 seconds, and it's going to be packed, so get ready. Take some notes.
And do the onboarding. What I do is have a personal phone call with them and figure out.
Okay, cut short. She's talking about onboarding. All right, so this is her formula. And like she says, she's going to have a personal phone call, and here's what she goes through.
Why they're doing this business.
Hold on, what, honey? Hold on, make it louder. Always tell me. This is as loud as it goes, people. I'm so sorry. We couldn't capture this. Well, this is as big as it gets. All right, Diana's talking to me. All righty, guys. So you're just going to have to listen really closely here, and hopefully you can hear it.
Just mute yourself, Dad, and let everybody increase their volume.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me go back to finding myself on mute here because I couldn't get mine. Here it is. Thanks, Spencer. I'll mute myself.
Right? I want to know deep down why. Not just because you want to get out of debt or because you want to, you know, get a new pair of shoes, but I want to dig down deep and I want to figure out really why they clicked join now. Why are they doing this? Because when they feel defeated and they come to me and they're having struggles, I want to remind them of why they decided that this was going to be their journey, right? The other thing is time. I want to have a clear communication with my brand partner on how much time they have to spend every single week with this business. If we don't have that communication, and I don't know how many hours they want to put into this business, I could be wasting my time by pushing them too hard when they don't want to be pushed. Okay, so we need to have a communication on how much time, how many hours a week are you going to commit to working this business every week. The third thing is earnings. I want to know their goals. I want to know how much money that they want to make weekly in this business. And I want to see that in the chat, you guys. How much money? What is your goal? How much money do you want to be making a week? That's good. All right, let's go ahead and put that in the chat. For all of you virtual people at home, how you guys doing? You awake? Okay. All right, so the next thing is their list. I want to teach them how to build a list. I'm not just going to say you need to build a list of 200 people, but This is how we're going to build your list. We're going to build it with friends, relatives. We're going to go through your contact list on your phone, your Facebook, your Instagram, your LinkedIn account. How many people have you worked with before? Let's get them on your list. Your kids, friends, parents, their teachers. Do you go to the post office every week? You know your post office worker? I'm going to help them think of people that can go on their list, okay? So this, and I'm going to talk about leadership in a second, but this is really a big part of leadership, is helping them and doing this with them, okay? So the next thing is their launch event. I want to help them launch their business. Whether that's on Zoom or if they're local to me, we're going to do that in person. So we're going to set up an event, which I'm going to talk about in a second as well. We're going to set up an event at their house, and that's how we would do the in-person event, okay? And then on Zoom, I have them speak for about 5 minutes on why they're doing this business and maybe their testimony behind the patch. And then I'm going to do the presentation for them, and then I'm going to have them close it out and thank everyone for coming and you know, to follow up with those people. On the second Zoom call that I do with them, I'm going to have them open up. We're going to do it together. They're going to do a few slides. I'm going to do a few slides, and then they're going to close it out. And guess what? The third one, they're going to do it on their own. So you see one, you do one, you teach one, right? So then now they're able to teach people how to do what we just did. The last thing is Go Manager, which is one of the most important parts of onboarding. They need to understand where they're going. You have to remember, we're hearing this stuff all day long, right? We know what manager means. We know what all these different terms mean, but when someone is brand new, this can be overwhelming. There can be a lot of things. So this list is really important to walk through with your people. And like I said, the most important part is Going Manager. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about social media.
Okay. My face back up here. All right. So I thought that was spectacular. You know, it really hit some fundamentals that I was missing. Like they were out of order in a sense, but I loved her order. You know, your why, time, earnings, list, launch, manager. And let me, I put this down here in our presentation. Let me screen share this. You know, and this is basically, in summary, what she went over here. Let me get myself back up here, people. But, you know, so here's what she talked about. So once again, I want to hear from the team. I want to hear from you, right? This is what we do this for. And let me just create a little context real quick, is that what we're doing here is, I'm going to stop screen sharing for 1 second here. Just bear with me. We want to duplicate. Think of a link in a chain, right? And then you have another link. Well, you want the same consistency of that link, a strong link. And then you want another strong link hooked to it, another strong link. So you get a really strong chain. And duplication is really the consistency and the strength of the chain. Because if you can't duplicate, you can't link to somebody else, because now they're doing something else. And now the chain is off. But we need a tight chain. And in this business, if we're going to scale, then it's got to be simple. One patch, 4 people. Let's onboard them and help them share about one patch and get their next 4 people. In short, right? And so, and knowing their why. And I love, if you listen closely, I loved Kendall, because I can see she is a leader. Like, she owns it. Like, she just don't want to know their why. Like, hey, you want to buy some shoes, or you want to make more money for your husband. Tell me, let's peel this why back and let's slow this down. And that, I caught that. I'm like, oh, I'm slowing down. Like, we're onboarding our neighbor today, right? And then I'm meeting with somebody tomorrow morning who's lit like a Christmas tree. They're going to get onboarded, right? So, and I'm excited because I'm going to show them this so that they can do it with the next. But that why hey, why are you really, what is it? Let's unpack this a little more deeply, because when it gets hard, that's what you need to come. Remember, you know, when you call your upline, hey, I think I don't know, I'm not, what was your why again that you shared with me? So, and what's the power of the why beyond you is to change lives that's going to happen. We know if we get this patch on, you know, we heard, you know, from the Gandhis of what is happening in their lives, what's going to happen. So what I want to hear from you, it's 12:21. And then obviously I need to bring Greg and Mena on here because I can't let all this amazing horsepower not speak. And so, but if anybody would like to unmute themselves, what'd you catch out of that first, you know, that onboarding format? And believe it or not, it was a 1-2 punch, because then it was one, you're going to see one, do one, and teach one. And so I love that's something we haven't done, and we're changing that too. We'll onboard a new person. Once we onboard them and they do their first launch event, then they'll open it up, share their testimony and their story, introduce us. We'll do the presentation and then have them back and close it out. Now we'll get the call to action. We'll have them close it out. Then next one we do with them, it will be like they'll open it up and then we'll do half and half and they'll close it out. And then the last one, boom, it's them. So, and I love that, because now we're going to begin to empower more of you to get quicker into action to doing the presentations. And so we can help roll up your confidence and realize, you know, that anybody can read slides, but we'll get that's another training. So for right now, I'd like to hear from the team on, you know, what did you pull out of Kendall on the onboarding? You just got to mute yourself.
Well, Frank just came aboard. By the way, congratulations, Frank. Good to have you on. That's
Frank.
Chicago Frank. So, but I just realized that I need to get more training from you so I can help train Frank so he can help train his downline. Very, very simple. I'm making it probably a little too difficult. So simplicity, that's what I got out of it.
Yeah, well, you and I will definitely, we'll knock that out. We'll get that foundation in there for sure. So looking forward to it, Jerry. All righty, who else?
I like that she had a system. She personally called each person, found out what she needed to find out. She set up the next thing, which was, you know, their presentation. She just has it seems to me like she's always got a system for everything, and she just repeats and repeats and repeats. And that's basically, it's a step by step. I think that's what I was missing out on. I wasn't being more firm with that. I was just recruiting and letting it go. So that was, to me, that hit home.
Yeah. My apologies, because we're responsible as your upline to help guide and coach and lead you. So we're all pulling this together to get this more effectively laid out to help you win and replicate. All right, one more, and I'm going to bring Greg and Mena here on after this.
I think that when she talked about going through their LinkedIn, their Facebook profiles, you know, their postmen, all kinds of people, as an introvert, it's forcing me to get out of my own head and thinking. So that's it's a big step, but I'm willing to step out on the water, so to speak.
Well, you do it with your upline, it makes it easier.
Yeah.
You know, so I'd recommend everybody get with your upline and team up to help make that process, because that's going to be right to the next thing, which is a launch event.
I'm at the library right now and just saw a couple of people that I wanted to talk to, but she shut me down. So again, it's like overcoming that rejection to just on to the next one, as Steve Merritt so quickly talks about. They're not interested. Move on to the next.
Yeah. And we'll help you also on what you're saying as well. You never know, it can be just a click and change. And, but the belief and why you're excited about this is probably the most important thing. Literally.
Yeah.
It's the technique of how to say what you're saying. It's just the belief and knowing that we've got the cookie.
Yep.
All right. No, thanks, Jason. Well, hey, Greg and Men, if you want to chime in here, love to hear your insights and any other things that you'd like to help with closing everything out as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you for allowing us to share. So
Yeah.
first and foremost, I want to say we're really, really proud of all of the people that have shared today. And it really was exciting, you know, speaking to what Kendall had to say. What I took away from that is that she's in control. She literally is in control. She does not just sign the person up and allow them to go and do what they please. She controls that whole situation, obviously them allowing her to, until they're at the place where they have their launch event and they're doing it on their own and going manager. Then she kind of, I think that's when she takes off the reins. And that is what we need to be doing. You know, we're not going to tame a wild horse and let it go out there and run on its own. We've got to be in control of that wild horse until the wild horse has been tamed enough to do what they have to do. Then I just want to go back quickly to Danny and Diane. So Carlos, thanks for sharing, because that's exactly it. You know, as business owners, and I'm going back to law school. I mean, I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of rands being at law school, and I attended every class, every conference, everything that I needed to do to actually get trained. And then we come into this business and we think that we can just, like, you know, it's like float, and we'll attend when we want to attend. If we don't have time, you know, treat this like your business.
Yes.
If you've decided you want to make $1,000 a day or $1,000 a week to start off with, then treat it like a business. Because I did not graduate and start practicing law because I treated it like a hobby. I actually paid the price to get it done. And so when we got started in this, I told Greg and Ken and Diana, you know, I said, we're not going to get going. We're not doing this unless we are serious about it. And we're going to get to the top. So we made that decision at the outset, okay? And now we're still not stopping, because elite is the next rank for us, you know? We made a decision, 500 people at the next level event. And that's obviously including our team with Carlos and everybody else, because we're not in this we're not playing small.
No.
We're playing big. And we're getting to the top, and we are going all the way. We love our team. We love you, Ken and Diana, and thank you for giving us the ability to have access to what Danny and Diane and all of them are doing, because, you know, of your connection, we do. So, hey, if you haven't got your ticket to next level, today's the day. Make a decision.
Yeah, and actually the price goes up as of the 19th. So you want to get the discounted tickets. Like Danny even talks about that. He said, you want to put at least get a room for 4. Because trust me, you want to pack out the room, get as many people there, and encourage other people to do the same. Even if you don't have 4 coming with you, it might be just you and your spouse, or you might be single, and you're like going, I need to bring 3 other people with me. Have the faith and know that in the next 7 months, we can make that happen. And it's not doing it just by yourself. And that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people, a big mistake I've seen that a lot of people do. We've done the exact same thing, is that a lot of people think that when you start somebody, they kind of know what to do. Unfortunately, they need to be led. And that's the right thing we need to do, is as leaders, we need to lead them. And in order to lead them, we need to know what to do. So that's one thing for Men. I said, we're gonna be the best students we possibly can. And I thank you, Ken, also for doing all these trainings and putting this stuff together. I'm looking at these slides. I was trying to take snapshots of a couple of slides, because again, that's one thing that, you know, we've leveraged each other and what we can do, because that is the system. That is us working together. The whole key to this is duplication. I love Steve Merritt. We were just listening to him last night. We went out to on a dinner date last night, and literally on the way back home, I said, "Hey, grab my phone, click on the link." I got the link saved for the Rise Up conference. To click on it, I said, pick one of the days, whatever. And it was Steve Merritt talking, and Steve Merritt was talking about the idea. He said that he goes, the people you need to work with are the ones that are virtually on the Rise Up conference, and the people are here in person. He goes, because the other ones are going to be like, well, I don't know, does a patch really work? And You know, some people are saying no. He said the people that are at the Rise Up conference are fired up. Those are the people. He said then what you want to do, the people are going, I don't know. You'll basically tie them into everything you can, but get them to the next function, because now their belief will go up, and that's the biggest part. Like you said, you go from function to function, from trip to trip, because those build belief. We've got massive belief by going to the trips as well, because you get around the other leaders. You're like, this is amazing. We got to bring so many more people with us. But that was the other thing that what we talked about was simplicity. Someone said that, and then also duplication. Keep it simple. Ken, what you said was perfect. All we need to do is basically help the person, once again, to go manager, and help those people to go manager. I think the roadblock happens is that you think, okay, well, that person goes manager, now they'll help other people go manager. No, we got to help that next person go manager, go work with the next person, help them go manager, help the next person to go manager. And that's the key to keeping, momentum and things going. But that's one of the things that we see, which is pretty awesome.
And Mena hit the nail on the head in relation to taking ownership.
Mm-hmm.
Each person take ownership onboarding that next person.
Yes.
So, and that's that chain. We have a strong chain of ownership. It's one of the ingredients in the chain of each link. Yep. So I really appreciated Mena that. And what's that? Okay, Jason has, one more question here. Jason has hand raised.
Yeah,
go ahead, Jason.
One thing that I'm running into is I don't want to start selling this until I know that this is doing something for my family members or for me. How do you overcome that?
Go ahead, Diana. What'd you say on yourself, Diana?
Yeah. Yeah. So that is not a person. I mean, we all run into that.
Yep.
That is not our A team or our B team or our C team. That person can incubate. We can let them do their thing. We have an answer to that objection. It's like, are you in this just for the feeling that you're going to get, or the health and wellness, or that's where we find out the why?
Yeah.
Or are they in this to change their home environment, to get out of debts? Because if they are, then they're not going to wait.
Yeah.
If they are going to treat this like a business, then they're not going to say, I'm waiting to see what this does for me. Mm-hmm. So that is where it boils down to, what is their why? And we're not going to stop those people from getting in our business. They come in, they're on the sideline. We tie them in. We love them. Join our Zoom.
Give them testimonials. Give them.
Yeah. And then one day they might just sit up and like, oh my goodness.
That was me.
We, in fact, just quickly, and this is an example. So our neighbor next door, okay, she's been buying the product, her and her husband. Mm-hmm. He has since passed. He was ill. He's 80 some odd, since passed. They were not using it consistently. She now faced a situation where they're talking to her about taking her home away from her. And we said to her, that's not going to happen. We're going to help you make the money to stay in your home. So we talk to her daughter, she doesn't even allow us to talk to her daughter because her daughter's a little skeptical. Mm-hmm. But her daughter knows that her mom's using the product. The mother then tells her daughter, you have to use the product. Try it for me because I'm trying to grow in this business slowly. So it's little steps with her for a year and a half now. Anyway, so the daughter starts to use the product. She has amazing results, but they're not allowing us to hold their hand, to control, to help them to get to manager, to do all those things, to launch, etc. Guess what? The daughter is blown away, we're loving them, we're enjoying who they are, they love us. Mm-hmm. And yesterday, I had a 45-minute call with her. She is blown away. She is now on board, and she wants us to help her mother and to help her because she may be losing her job. Mm-hmm. So circumstances change. Yep. Don't get perturbed by the one who says, sorry, I just want to feel have the feeling before great. Yep. Love it, enjoy them, let them do their thing.
I usually say, can I make a suggestion? There's probably several people that could really benefit from this. Who are those people that you know? Because allow them to trial the same time. Have them, they're smart people too, right? Have them make the decision for themselves. Allow us to share that with them. Does that make sense? And I've had some people go, well, yeah, I did think of my neighbor. Oh, great. Is there a way we can do a 3-way call with your neighbor? I mean, because again, if they say, no, let me just get okay, great. Keep building the relationship. That's the one thing I've said, build a friend first. And that's more than anything else, is continue building the friendships. The people on our team are our friends. The people that, even when we didn't know them, now they're our friends, because that's what we're going to continue.
They're our family, our family.
That's right. Anyway,
yeah.
So we're going over.
Those are all great points. And also you want to make sure, if you can, let them see the opportunity, because we don't have to be the experts. If you have a Zoom that you can just copy and paste and send it to them and say, hey, just look at this, and they'll have some testimonials on there. You could share some testimonials, and something might resonate with them with that. So I think that's important too. And we do need to kind of go side by side. And I realize that we do, listening to Kendall's presentation, I'm now full-time with helping out with LifeWave. I'm not teaching anymore, so I have more availability of time. And I joined up for a networking group from my friend Jenny, and the two of us are going to do that together. And she's going to be able to see how I talk to people, and kind of witness how I share. And then I'm going to help her become manager, because I want to see her get there. She's my best friend. She needs to be part of this. And you all are friends, and we want you to be where we are, and we know we can help you. So, as looking back at this, we need to set times and be intentional about meeting people. I know that Jerry was saying that, we need to help him. And so we need to set up a time and a date that we're doing that. And then also Deb too, we need to set a time and a date that we can talk. And because I know you had some questions about how I talked to the person who was the maintenance person who just came in and during our Zoom, and how I was able to transition into how did the patch get brought up. And, we were doing a Zoom, we needed more lighting. And I said, have you heard about this patch? And she said, no. And then I said, well, this, it's light therapy will help you. Is there anything you're looking for? And then she went in telling me that she had a collapsed lung and, her hip is hurting. And so therefore I was able to share the link with her, a few patches with her, and then I followed up with her too as well. So, but things like this is about relationship and support. And with Jason, we need to have some good scripts that you could just kind of have in your mind that replay over and over, and you just read them off and practice them so that you have your ammunition and a sense of what you can say. And then it'll empower you. The more that you say it, you'll go, oh, I know what to say for this situation, and then if they're not interested, you know what, that's okay. If you see them again and you see a testimony that maybe, they have a symptom, you could share it. Hey, if I want to share this video with you. I heard, it helped this person, with whatever their symptoms are that might relate. So we just have to love on them. Like Mena said, and Greg said, love on your neighbors, just be there for them and just support them and meet them where they're at. Meet everybody where they're at, but be available to set a time as if this is a business. You're gonna do business together to help people feel like they're empowered and they're supported. So yeah, that's what I was feeling from this. So thank you for sharing, everybody, too.
Awesome. Well, this is the power of getting my wife in more plugged in now that she's more freed up. And this is our commitment this year. As I shared with you at the beginning of the year, like what changes are we making? How are we getting uncomfortable in a way that's for you? And I said, Diane, it's me, you need to be together on these Zooms, right? We need to let them know that and now that you have more time, let's go. And so praise God. And we're excited for this year. Well, thank you, Greg and Mena. And thank you, everybody who shared. I think the Lord blessed this time together. And the key is to come away with being further equipped. Write that goal down. How many people do you want? And how are you going to empower those people you're inviting to invite their friends? Put that on your refrigerator. Paste it on your bathroom mirror. Where do you need to see that? And if you need some help on goal setting, just get with us. We'll help you out. But that's got to happen to help you. All righty. And the onboarding at those 6 items, that's a great checklist. As every time you sit down, just check it off. Just write it down on a sheet of paper and take ownership. All righty. Well, I know it's 12:40 and there's another amazing training at 1 o'clock with the visit team today. And so with Kevin and, oh gosh, what's her name? His wife, Kevin and
Emily.
Emily, yeah, Wilson, and they're amazing leaders. So it's going to be a great training. And actually, Carrie Robertson just did a training on my other leg at 11. So and that was being built. And so I'm going to go see what that was, and I'll be able to pull that and potentially push that back out to us over on this leg. Okay. And so, you know, just so the goal is we want to bring the fire, the fertilizer, right, to help you win. So link with us. And here's the deal. Are you all in? Are you all in? And when I was working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, I was all into LifeWave. So if I had 5 hours a week, I was in on those 5 hours. And so be in while you're in, because you deserve it. And ask God to bless you in it. And he'll, with a big smile on his face, gladly do it. So, because whatever you put your hand to, according to God himself, who made life and everything, he said, do with all your might. One who is slack in his work is a brother to one who destroys. Answer the weakness in your heart with diligence unto God. And he will bless you, because then you're going to go change countless lives with us. Alrighty. So if you need to go, please go. But I'm going to say a quick prayer to close us out. And it's been an honor. And then we'll hit the next level for today. Family, Father, thank you for being with us today. I pray you bless everybody on this call and the countless lives that are going to change from those of us who are on this call. As we trust you, we ask you to bless the work of our hands today. Give us divine appointments. Lord, help us find brand new people and help us work with our existing people. Help us work down in depth. Help us find the fire, fuel the fire. Lord, just lead us. You're the master builder. We're your laborers. So bless us. Show us the way today. And we thank you that you go before us, that you love us, Lord, that you are so for us. It's just amazing. And we're free to dream. We're free to place our dreams in your hands, in your loving hands. And the heart of and our hearts are just placed in your loving hands, and we dream with you. And we thank you that because of you, you are the dream maker. Lord, you gave me and Greg and Mena and Diana and Lord, just dreams come true. Praise you, Father. And may you do that likewise many times over for everybody in this call. And so we thank you today. Bless Carrie, and bless Carrie, she already did that, but bless Kevin and Emily Wilson, this team. Bless Stephen Gina Merritt for their amazing hard work. David Schmidt for what he did, that because of him, all of us are now here with this opportunity. Bless him mightily as well. And so we thank you for all this in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Amen.
All righty. Love you guys. Until we tomorrow night, Sunday night, 8 o'clock. And our team call Eastern Standard Time. Look forward to seeing you and your team people too. All righty. Blessings, everybody.
Bless you.